This conference will now be recorded.
Well, good morning, everyone. I welcome you on a bright and sunny Tuesday morning here in beautiful Nacogdoches, Texas. It's interesting to see what Nicholas is doing outside today, and hopefully you all are safe, warm, and dry. And it's great to have you folks with us here today. I do want to remind you that the call is being recorded, and then we'd ask respectfully that you put your phones on mute until we're ready for the questions and answers. And I also want to remind you that the media is on this call here today, and we're delighted to have them here. And you can fully anticipate that we'll have a couple of three stories as a result of the information shared by our various stakeholders on the call here today. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the manager of the A.L. Mangham Airport, Guiseppe Joe Cefalu. Joe is a new friend of mine. We've had an opportunity to work together for recent months on issues, and I'm looking forward to greater involvement with the chamber and the airport in the future. He was born and raised in Lower Louisiana, and he went to college at Northwestern State University. He's a professional forester and worked for 27 years for International Paper. And Joe, you'll be pleased to know that I actually had some involvement with IP for many years as well. So a great company. He has a commercial and instrument rated flight instructor license, and he's had that for 20 years. He's a former police officer with the Nacogdoches Police Department for 13 years, and he currently serves as manager of the Nacogdoches A.L. Mangham Regional Airport, and he's been in that position for 2 years. So would you welcome, please, the airport manager, Joe Cefalu. Joe, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for allowing me to be here today and to brag and talk about our great airport here in Nacogdoches. What I'd like to do is start the PowerPoint presentation that I have, and we'll begin with a little bit of history, if that's okay. Now, let's see here. Back in 1940, the original Reggie Wilson farm, 400 acres, was purchased for the airport, and they had 4 dirt runways that were built under the Work Progress Administration. And for 1946, E.T. Crawford initiated a government-sponsored flight school, and after that, Terry Crawford continued to operate the services at the field for fuel and flight operations, as well as pilot training. In 1950, the name was officially named Bell Rensselaer Field, and 15 years later, it was dubbed the East Texas Regional Airport. And in 1987, it became known as the A.L. Mangham Jr. Regional Airport that we know it as today. In 2006, the city took over the FBO operations. That's short for fixed base operations. Whenever you talk or hear about airports, you'll hear the term FBO quite often, and that just represents any business that operates on an airport field. 2 tanks were installed to sell jet fuel and avgas, and each tank holds 12,000 gallons. Like I said, we sell Jet A and Av fuel. We have 24-hour self-service, and we have full service 7 days a week from 8 to 5:30. This year, we're on goal to sell about 95,000 gallons of fuel, so we do pump quite a bit of fuel throughout the year. Probably 65 to 70% of that fuel that we sell is jet fuel. Different types of operations at the A.L. Mangham Nacogdoches Airport are military operations. We have live flight children hospital jets that come in, and air med helicopters that come in all hours during the night. That allows they are allowed to use that self-serve tank to fuel during the nighttime hours when we're not there. We also, we're on call 24/7. If a jet comes in late at night, we will travel out there to fuel them. We have many military helicopters and aircraft come through our airport. We do service them with fuel and any other needs, catering, anything else that they might need while they're here. We do try to cater to them, give them anything that they need. During hurricanes and the ice storm, military helicopters delivered numerous pallets of water and MREs to the area to help supply the people that were short of those supplies. And we did facilitate unloading, storing, and having that shipped out to the community. We handle agriculture operations, crop dusters. Look at my notes here. We do seismograph, fire patrol, the state police and DEA perform drug enforcement flights out of our airport. So it's not just for people that want to fly their small airplanes. We have corporate aircraft and many other operations that go out of this small airport here in Nacogdoches. We also have pilot training. A local person there on the left just got his pilot's license. You can see it's a lot of work. He's pretty happy about that. And some of you may recognize on the right our old Mayor Bob Dunn. That was his PT-19 aircraft that he kept here at the airport and flew all the time. That aircraft has since been moved to Mississippi to a flight museum. So it's being taken care of. Community awareness, we do try to bring the community out to the airport for different events. We do have some military static displays from time to time. We will have open house at the airport where the pilots will pull the airplanes out onto the ramp and let the public come out and take a look and ask questions. And on the bottom, you'll see we have a remote control aircraft club that operates on the northeast end of the field and fly their small remote control aircraft. And during different events like the Kite Festival, they'll come out and show off all the different type of airplanes that they have. And some of you might recognize this. It's the ice storm that we had. Normally our airport is open 365 days a year, but we had to close it for 4 days because of about 8 to 10 inches of snow and ice on the runway, and we could not, all the electricity was out, we didn't have runway lights, we didn't have a tower beacon, and of course you can't land on that unless you are used to flying in Alaska during the wintertime. We do have local corporate involvement in the airplane. These two innocent looking red lights are called PAPI lights. They're precision approach path indicator lights. Elliott Electric was very kind into purchasing these lights and having them installed at the airport. It's very beneficial to pilots to come in low light situations, and at night it gives them a precise glide path to the runway where they won't encounter any obstacles when they're coming into land. Some other businesses that support the airport, like I said, Elliott Electric, they're great friends of the airport. The Bright Foundation, very instrumental in the flight school that I'll mention here in just a minute. SFA, Dr. Scott Gordon and his team, and Dr. Judy Abbott and her team were very instrumental in helping out coordinate the flight school and the 4-year aviation science degree that we now have at SFA. Equity Trust Company custodian Terry Pruitt, he's been very involved in building a hangar for the new flight school at the airport. Civil Air Patrol is based out at the airport. They train young people to get their pilot's license and many other operations out of our airport. We also service their Texas aircraft here in Nacogdoches. And of course, Bob Thurber with KSA Engineers, they've been great help in designing and doing work at the airport, repaving taxiways, runways, different things like that. And the HCH Aviation Flight Schools in partnership with Stephen F. Austin. The HCH, those are initials of Shannon Conklin, John Hughes, and John Hasbin. They were sitting down having a cup of coffee one day, got to talking about the need for pilots. And lo and behold, a few years later, they worked with the college in partnership. And now we have 3 brand new aircraft. They're training students as we speak in flight simulators at the college and a 4-year aviation science degree to go with it. Great progress in getting that done. And if you look on the right, the structure is being built at this time to house the flight school. There'll be classrooms along with a 10,000 square foot hangar space for the new aircraft that the flight school is purchasing. And the future of the Nacogdoches Airport is very bright. You can see just in Texas alone, there's almost 290 airports. 25 of those airports have commercial service, which means that 264 of, roughly speaking, are general aviation airports, just like we have here in Nacogdoches. Some airports have a control tower. Most other airports do not. They're called uncontrolled airfields like we have here in Nacogdoches. And you can see all the different numbers here. 80 million enplanements annually, 5.7 million general aviation operations, and that's what we term Nacogdoches mostly as a general aviation airport. Got a touchy mouse. The Airport Advisory Board, along with many local pilots, over the last 2 years have been working really hard to come up with a new terminal area plan for the Nacogdoches area. I'll see if my cursor, look down here where the cursor is moving, that's where our current fixed base operator is located. And you can see that it's kind of a bottleneck when we try to get aircraft to come down into this area. All this new area is our new terminal area plan that we have presented to TxDOT. And the council was very appreciative and approved our plan. And the Airport Advisory Board, like I said, was very instrumental in putting this together. We also have access, a new access road that we plan to come in off of Highway 7, which will give us direct access to the new ramp area, which is now parallel to the main runway. And this is how most airports in the country, the newer airports and the new setups are positioned. So we're excited about that. We're looking for our opportunities for federal and private funding, and hopefully we can get started on this big project within the next couple of years. It's looking like the total project of about $14 million. Some of that will be for new hangars. Most of it will be for the new terminal area. And there's lots of great opportunities on the horizon for Nacogdoches. I've been flying out of here for more than 20 years, and this is probably the most excitement that I've seen in that amount of time. Some of the other pilots that have been here, they make statements like they never thought that they would see this happen here at Nacogdoches, and they're very happy to see the progress that we've made. And I'll take any questions now.
Any questions for Joe? Joe, I have one. Joe, how close are we between Angelina and Nacogdoches County to securing some type of regional commuter air service for our region? I mean, it appears to me from a population standpoint, when you combine those two counties, it certainly could be justified.
Yes, sir. With the flight school, they're looking real hard and strong right now about putting in what's called a 135 operation. That would allow an operation for pilots or for people in the community to hire an aircraft to take them to the larger metroplexes like Houston and Dallas. So that's hopefully on the horizon along with the flight school operations.
And Ted Smith has posted a question. He says, is the public permitted to purchase your high octane fuel to run in a hot rod vehicle?
The aviation fuel is for aviation use.
There you go.
If he put some wings on that hot rod and it could fly, we could sell it to him.
Well, I've ridden with Ted and he's close to flying whenever you're driving with him anyway. So other questions for Mr. Cefalu? Well, Joe, I want to thank you for the work that you folks and others are doing out there to bring that. It's interesting where I came from in Maine. We had a regional airport as well, and one of the missions of the chamber and our economic development department was constantly seeking to sustain the local air service and the sophistication of the airport. And it appears that you folks are doing a marvelous job at that. Anything you'd like to add, Joe?
Well, I'd like to have an open invitation to anyone that would like to come out and tour the new facility that we're building and take the tour of the airport. I'd be happy to make that happen.
Well, we'll certainly try to arrange something and take you up on that offer. Any other questions, Mr. Cefalu? Thank you, Joe, and we hope you'll stay with us on the call this morning as we go through our other stakeholders and they do their report. We really appreciate this update. I'm pleased to welcome this morning. I see the city manager for the city of Nacogdoches, Mario Canizares. Good morning, city manager.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Can you hear me okay, Wayne? Good.
Yes, sir.
Before I get started, just like to give a quick shout out to Joe. Joe Cefalu does a great job for our community. He and his small team keep a lot of acres maintained there at the airport. So they do a fantastic job, and just glad he's on board and on our team. And I know, as he said, the horizon is bright for our airport. I fully believe that, and looking forward to the many great things that Joe and his team will be tackling as the months and years progress. So just wanted to pass that on. Just a quick update in regards to the city tonight. We've got a special called council meeting. This should be the culmination of our budget process. We've been in discussions with city council about the budget since late June, early July, and so we've had a number of workshop discussions with them, and so this should be the culmination of that process. Tonight is to discuss the adoption of the budget and adoption of a tax rate. And so we'll be proceeding with that. And so hopefully we'll get that across the finish line. And our budget year begins October 1st. Fast forward to next Tuesday on the 21st, it'll be a regular city council agenda. We'll be having another discussion with city council about the strategic studies, the downtown master plan, and the comprehensive land use plan. And last week at council, we had a number of folks come and speak, one or so for it, several against it, but we ran out of time, and so the mayor asked the council if they could bring that discussion at their next regularly scheduled council meeting. So that'll be on the 21st. So hopefully we'll get some discussion, good discussion with city council, and figure out where we want to move on those strategic studies. Looking actually in October, and we'll probably be on a call before that, but October 5th is our normal city council meeting, but we are actually moving that meeting from October the 5th to October the 12th, and the reason behind that is October 5th is National Night Out, and because the council typically meets on that first Tuesday of the month, that conflicts with NNO, and so council would like to participate in National Night Out to meet with neighborhood associations and groups and other gatherings around the community. So we decided to give that time back to the council so they could be out there in the community on that Tuesday the 5th, and so we're moving our council meeting to the 12th. And that's all I have, Wayne, unless anybody has any questions.
Any questions for the city manager? Well, again, thank you, Mario, and appreciate that. And I'm going to try to loop back with you on another issue a little later today if you happen to be available. So
Absolutely. Just keep me in
I'll
chat.
check in. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I'm pleased to see the president and CEO of the Nacogdoches Economic Development Corporation on the line, Larissa Philpott. Good morning, Larissa.
Good morning, Wayne. I hope you're doing well. Just two quick things for us this week. Very important things. We know that everybody in town is hiring and everybody in town is struggling to find employees. So NEDCO is sponsoring a job fair on September 16th, which is Thursday, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the city's recreation center on North Street. Our lovely librarians actually tonight are sponsoring a resume writing workshop at 5:15 p.m. in the library. So the library rec center this week is a good source of jobs and information. We have, I think, about a dozen employers registered at the job fair. We're filling up pretty fast. If anybody hasn't registered as an employer at the job fair, we are still accepting flyers with job listing information. So please send those to me or Mary Frances Bradford in our NEDCO office. And that is all I have.
Thank you, Larissa. And I'm going to encourage everybody to participate in that program. In the unscientific and informal poll that we did of our membership, well, let me tell you, we're hearing some real challenges in the employment area, especially in the retail, the hospitality industry, and the light manufacturing industry. So this is a wonderful opportunity to connect. And I commend NEDCO for putting this program on.
Thank you. And just in case I don't see, I don't know if Mario covered this and I don't see Jessica on the call. The city and the county did open a temporary testing site. It will open, let's see, I'm just going to add this press release to the chat box over here so everyone can see it. There is a registration you have to register for an appointment. We are hoping it will open on Wednesday, September 15th, and those appointments are available 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. 7 days a week at the Expo Center parking lot. So it is not open yet. We're hoping to get it up and running tomorrow, and I'm gonna give you guys a link in the chat box here.
Thank you, Larissa.
And Wayne, a follow-up on that is I want to remind everybody that the East Texas Community Healthcare Clinic, which is located on South University right next to our office, is offering both testing and vaccines 9 to 5, I think, daily, Monday through Friday. And you just need to call the clinic to set up an appointment. We've been sending emails out to networks encouraging people to do both and so forth. So that's another outlet that's available. And Kelly, I'll put a phone number up for you to do whatever you want to with it, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, Gary Lee. Appreciate that. I'm pleased to welcome with us the Executive Director of Visit Nacogdoches, Sherry Cheney Morgan. Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning, Wayne. Good morning, my friends. I am happy to announce that the Visit Nacogdoches Board of Directors met last week, and well, the nominating committee to appoint our new slate of officers within our board of directors. So for the longest time, we have been well served by our chairman of the board, John McLaren from the Fredonia Hotel. But we are starting a new administration with Shay Reynolds in that position as chairperson. Shay Reynolds as chairperson, Damon Ruckel as vice chair, and Wanda Mouton from Napa Valley Winery as our treasurer. And we're always so fortunate just to have really invigorated and strong leadership in our board of directors. So I look forward to working in this particular capacity with these three moving forward. Honestly, if you overhear someone saying that there is nothing to do in Nacogdoches, stop them, slap them if you're feeling particularly feisty. Yesterday, Ashley Morgan in our office was building out this week's What's Happening hot sheet of activities that she expertly puts out every week. And she literally couldn't get everything on one page. She had to go to a bigger page. And even then, I think it was at 2 pages. But case in point, this week, We're just finished up yesterday the North American Diving Dog South Central Regional Competition. It was out at the Expo Center. If you were at the Fredonia Hotel Friday, you probably saw some of the dogs that were competing there. This coming weekend is SFA Family Weekend, complete with a home game for our mighty lumberjacks. So you'll probably be seeing an uptick in traffic, hopefully, and some families checking on the kiddos. Crime Stoppers annual catfish and concert fundraiser is Friday, back behind the Charles Bright Visitor Center. They do a great job at trafficking people through there for drive-through. If you don't feel like stopping and staying, you can certainly pick up a couple of plates and take them home, but that it's a great cause, a great product, and Ray Mitchell always does a really great job organizing that. Piney Woods Youth Rodeo also takes place this weekend. And on Saturday, you can start it off bright and early with Helping House Annual Fun Run. And then you can go to the farmer's market. And then at 11, you can head back to downtown for the annual Art Fest. And when you've arted all that you can, there's going to be a brand new event that we're super excited. It's a swing dancing demonstration in the brick streets back behind the visitor center as well. And then, as if that weren't enough, the Laugh Out Loud Together comedy show at the Fredonia. So that's just a cross section of things that are happening just in this week. Next week, however, I need your help. We have a really cool thing happening in our community. We are the 13th stop in a motorcycle cannonball run comprised of vintage Harley-Davidson motorcycles manufactured between 1901 and 1939. That's going to be on Thursday, September the 23rd. The bikes will be parked around our building here at the Visitor Center and on display, and their owners can talk all about the motorcycle stuff. And for the first time, Joanna had a great idea. Joanna Temple, our Director of Sales and Promotions. We are going to give some love to our eastern footprint of our downtown on Main Street. And we're going to close off Mound Street between Main and Hospital, right over there by Goodwill in that city parking lot. And we're going to position some food trucks down there and a little bit of entertainment. And the bike riders and the motorcycle enthusiasts that come out to look for them, hoping that they will shop at some of those shops on that end of Main Street and take advantage of that little street closure, along with the Cottage Wine Bar and Fredonia Brewery. But I'm really excited to highlight this opportunity. Where I need your help is the Cannonball people have requested that we have community ambassadors positioned along Main Street, just to answer any questions that people might have about Nacogdoches and to help direct them. So if you and your company or your organization feel like this might be something that you want to do, it is on a Thursday afternoon, still within the work hours. Contact Joanna and let her know, and we'll get y'all hooked up. But it's a great way to get your company and your organization some visibility in front of some out-of-town eyes, and just a great way to engage in your community and help us out. And let's see. Yesterday, we staff sat down and we finalized our plans for our first quarter, which begins October the 1st. And gosh, we have so many fun, invigorating, exciting ideas that we want to bring to you this next marketing fiscal year for us. I can't wait for it all to unfold. But one, I want to make sure that's on your calendar right now. Tickets are available. Happens in October. It's going to be on Friday, October 22nd, which is a departure for us in our full moon concerts. Typically, those are on Saturdays. This one is going to be on Friday, October 22nd. We are so proud and pleased to bring to Nacogdoches the Fab Five. If you're from the Houston area, more than likely you've probably already seen them. They are on fire in the North Houston area. They sell out venues all the time. It's a 60s tribute band. They dress up like the Beatles, They're all about engaging with the audience. It is probably going to be our best concert of this series. Tickets are $10 in advance. For the first time, we're going to be going up to $15 if you wait and purchase them at the gate. But please put that on your calendar in light of the Delta variant. We're hoping we will have spiked by then, but we are going to be providing demarcation of pods so that people can sit safely with their families or friends that they feel comfortable with, and still have some semblance of social distancing. So we want to keep everybody safe and still have some fun, and I think we'll be able to do that. So anyway, I am done, I think. But as always, thank you for everything that you do in ways big and small to help make Nacogdoches a great place to promote and welcome visitors to.
Well, thank you, Sherry. I appreciate that update. And you know, those Beatles, that Beatles band thing, I'm too young to remember them apparently. So
Obviously.
I was more of a Twisted Sister fan than Beatles. So when you bring Twisted Sister to town, the reenactment, I'll be first in line for tickets. So
Don't tease me with a good time, Wayne Mitchell.
my wife says it's Guy Lombardo. So there you go. Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. We've heard from him a little bit, but we're going to hear from him some more. Would you please welcome the President and CEO of the Nacogdoches Area United Way, Gary Lee Ashcraft.
Yeah, I like all this music and Beatles and Twister Sister, whoever that is. And what we're going to do, Charlotte and I, we're going to circle back with Sherry and get into that swing dancing, aren't we, Charlotte? That'll be a lot of fun. I get a no on that. We are Brighter Days. We think they're here. But anyway, that's our campaign theme, Brighter Days. And the campaign is in full swing. We have many commitments to the campaign. It's my job, what I'm highly paid for, is to get them scheduled. And it's going to be a very, very busy September. Les, I'll be coming after you here just shortly, you and Aaron. We've added a product, I call it. It's called the 365 Circle. It's a brainchild of Kenny Rena, our campaign chair. I don't think she's on the call. I think she's in Lufkin today doing that deal. Taking care of that office, but 365 Circle is specifically for smaller businesses, you know, mom and pops and things like that. It's going very, very well. I know that Kelly and her company have jumped on board. Thank you, Kelly, and many of others have. The idea behind 365 is it's $1 a day, and you're a partner with a funded partner with the United Way. It's really getting traction is what I need to say. So if you're a small business downtown, outtown, wherever town, or just have a company somewhere, please consider that. And if your company has not scheduled a campaign, please let me know. We're ready to go and are going. We've got some campaigns running right now. It's going to be a very, very busy time. Our goal is 300,000. I'd like to get a little bit more of that, like 50,000 beyond it, but the formal goal is 300. If you'll remember last year, I didn't even know we'd have a United Way because we were cranking up COVID. It seems like that was a long time ago. And my take on it was, and it's time for us to do what we can to give back, which we do through Day of Caring. But lo and behold, everybody came through, a big donation came through, and we made the goal of 300,000 right on the nose last year. So the extra that I want, it's not formal, but we're going to work real hard to get there, is a lead up to next year, which is going to be our 70th Nacogdoches Area United Way anniversary. It would be 70 years old. So no, we're not going to try to raise 70 million like the university's raising 100 million, but we're sure going to try to really up our ante on what's going on and do some special things that we always do anyway. The only thing that bothers me is I'm older than the United Way. That just hit me the other day. We kicked off a volunteer certification program. That's compliments of the social work department, Emergency Oliphant. And it's a really neat program. I'll be sending something out, an application for it, I hope this week. The idea behind that is to offer up training for volunteers to become certified in volunteering. We've got some in Shelby County, some in St. Augustine County that we've trained, and really and truly it just helps the volunteer to understand the process of training. It's not only an emergency shelter training, Red Cross program or anything like that. It covers all aspects of training. It's a 3-hour online course. We'll send it to you. You can do it at your pace. And when you finish, you're certified. You'll get a little certificate, and we'll eventually bring all the volunteers together to celebrate. If you want to be a part of that program, I plan to take it myself. I've been a volunteer forever, but I've looked at the program, and there's some things I didn't know. And so about volunteering. So when you show up to volunteer, if you're a board member or whatever, this will be good training. I know every organization usually has board orientation, onboarding, and all that, but this is a good way to identify people in the community. And we've already got people wanting to do this that are not particularly involved with the United Way or any of us that want to get involved. And so it's if you know people like that, you have people on your teams like that, we'd love to have 2 or more come into that situation. So going to send that out to our network and ask some of the other organizations to distribute it to their networks. That's the volunteer certification program. Our kickoff went very well. Thank you for attending. It was a hot kickoff. I've never been so hot in my life, except once on my bicycle when I was stupid. So you don't ride a bike in 105 at noon. But anyway, we had a really good time. It's an indication that better days are here. People were really enjoyed that at the Fredonia Brewery, and it was a good time. I want to talk a minute about agency stress. Talk about why we raised the money. We raise the money to help those who need us most, people, families that are underserved or in need, and we try to get them either financially stable, we try to get them educated, certification programs, we try to get them healthy, well-being. And the idea is I'm going places like Nedco and other organizations, and there are jobs out there, and but some of the people, and our job as a United Way is to get the folks who are not positioned very well to get them to work. That's what we do. Get them happy like you all are and smiling like Mary Monkenack right now. She's just smiling away. So that's that. I want to talk about agency stress first a little bit. I'm going to throw out some kudos, so get ready. Mike Ellswick is on the line here on the call. He has been deployed, military man, Salvation Army, to Louisiana. He just got back from Louisiana with a team there, and I'm betting he had 24 hours notice. So Salvation Army is doing lots of great things here in town, and then to help out people that are in real distress. Mike will tell you Louisiana was a mess. We figure that he'll and his teams will get deployed again. So don't know. So that's a job, man, and you're doing a good job of it. Love Inc. Patty Goodrum told me the other day their client pressures have jumped threefold. That's a lot of stress on your budget. So we're raising money to do what we can. We just allocated, and I noticed that bigger allocations were going to places like treatment center, senior center. By the way, the senior center is having a fundraiser for the United Way, catfish fundraiser. They do good catfish. I love fried catfish. It's right on my diet. It'll be a drive-through kind of thing. It's October 22nd. I think it's $10 a plate. That's no big deal. And the money goes to United Way. Easy to do. Just check out. I think it's from 11 to 1. Just check out of your office, buy your staff or whoever, your wife or whoever, some catfish. My wife probably won't be eating catfish, but I'll get her some French fries. That's coming up. Senior Center, they're doing more to be sure that the seniors, they don't just deliver Meals on Wheels food. They deliver love and care and check on seniors. And often they find seniors that maybe are in despair, need a little help. It's just an awesome, wonderful program. And then you get down to Hope, helping other people eat. That spiked again. There's people running through those lines. Folks, there are people that are out of work here because of that snowy ice event that Joe showed you. There are people here out of work. COVID ain't gone away, and they're still having problems, and they need to eat. And when you don't have any income in the house, and years ago I didn't, Charlotte's taking good care of me and fed me well. That it's a problem how you're going to get food on the table to feed your kids and your wife and all of it, and your dog or cat. Now we do that as well. So keep that in mind as you're donating to the United Way. We raise money to give it away and what have you. I got to mention one more thing. If you're a world-class athlete like me or just a volunteer, we need you on Thanksgiving morning to run the 5 and 10. I believe we have 10K turkey trot. You'll get to see a couple of big turkeys out there in costume. Bill Dietrich and his son generally running around. A lot of fun. Getting out there at 7:30 or something like that on Thanksgiving morning, and you run that run, you're gonna burn off some calories, and then you go home and just gorge yourself with whatever that good stuff is. So that's called turkey and dressing. I love it. So I think that's enough for me. Live United. Thank you for having me, Wayne, on this program.
Thank you, Gary Lee. We appreciate that update. Pleased to welcome Les Leinberger, Communications Director for the NASD. Good morning, Les.
Good morning, Wayne. Thanks for having me on. It's good to see everyone. At Nacogdoches ISD, we're starting our 4th week of classes. And, no surprise here, in addition to the multitude of details that our teachers and staff have to keep up with, even under normal circumstances, we continue to closely monitor all the COVID-related data at our campuses. And, thanks to that ongoing pandemic and all that comes with it, our staff and our students are making school work under what can only be considered less than ideal circumstances for all of us. Later this month, the school district's going to open up a testing site for our students and staff. And once this site is up and underway, it will be available beginning early in the morning before school gets started. So staff and students who might have symptoms can get a rapid test before going on to school or work. And the district is finalizing the hiring of a couple of more nurses to help manage this offsite testing program. And we hope that that's up and running by the end of September. Additionally, in line with the COVID-related theme, we'll be offering some more vaccine clinics to come for our staff to take advantage of, and eligible students as well. It's just, strange times for us, Wayne, and all manner of speaking. I believe my colleague, Erin Wyndham, has something she wants to mention as well about broadband. Erin?
Thank you. Thank you. I wanted to just throw in, I put in the chat the link to the survey on broadband that is being conducted through partnership with NISD, Better Together, City of Nac, NEDCO, Nac County, the Elliott Foundation for with Nac Space. I think that's everyone. And we need particularly residential responses, agriculture responses, and healthcare. We do not have enough answers from those of you in agriculture. So if you can please share that with anyone who has a chicken farm, cattle, in any area of agriculture. I mean, in this area, there's so many, and we just need to know the quality and availability of broadband to those businesses / farms. So please share that if you know someone in that industry as well, because we're down to about 3 or 4 weeks left of having that survey open. We'd love to get those responses so that we have the data. That's it.
Thank you, Erin, and thank you, Les. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Wayne.
First of all, I don't think Dr. Gordon was able to join us. I didn't see him pop up, and I just want to make sure before I transition to have Kelly close out with events here at the Chamber. But thank all of you folks for participating today. And Kelly, you want to give folks an update on the chamber activities?
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and send you what I'm looking at right now in the chat. And also thank our chairman of SFA Chamber Connection, Mary Monkniak, for putting a comment in there with more about Paint the Town Purple Blitz that's happening tomorrow here at the chamber. We have assembled some pretty cool stuff over here at the chamber for this, and we do need volunteers. I've already heard from many of you who plan to be here. We're going to start off early in the morning. We'll have the chamber open around 7:45. Thanks to Nedco for the breakfast that we'll be able to share with you. And then at 8 o'clock, our program will start. We have a kickoff speech from Coach Colby Carthel. You know, he's going to get us fired up. And then you'll hear some more good things that will help you blitz Nacogdoches so that we can share why businesses should be sharing more purple love in their businesses, because we heart SFA, right? So that's tomorrow, Wednesday, here at the chamber. We'll have fun, rain, sunshine, whatever's going on. We have ways of handling things. So we just got a shipment of stuff in from athletics. They sent in posters and swag. We've got t-shirts, giveaways. We've got stuff about Raymond John, who's a shark with Shark Tank, that's going to be at SFA in October. And we also have some good information about Family Weekend that's coming up this weekend at SFA. So all that's freebies that we can pass around to our Nacogdoches businesses so they can, again, show their purple love. Also coming up, some good things happening this month with the chamber is our annual meeting and banquet presented by the Fredonia Hotel and Convention Center. They are our presenting sponsor, and that's where we will be. We have a wonderful night already arranged to induct our new board members. We will have recognition of our award honorees, which include our Small Business of the Year, Nacogdoches Floral Company, the Medium Business of the Year, Manpower, and our Large Business of the Year, Eaton Cooper's Power Systems. We'll also honor our Nonprofit of the Year, Love in the Name of Christ, and our Citizen of the Year is Mr. Alton Fraley. We'll be honoring Judge Mike Perry posthumously with a Lifetime Achievement Award at the event. So we'll be able to celebrate with the Perry family that evening, and we're looking forward to that. Please call today if you expect or want to attend that event. We've kind of passed the deadline, but I think Barbara will take your reservation if you will call today. So let's do that. Coming up in October, we have the Blueberry Golf Bash on October 8th at Piney Woods Country Club. And there's only a couple of team spots available at this point. We have limited it to 32 teams, only a couple are left. So if you want to play, you need to call us. But we have sponsorships available as well as volunteer opportunities. So please think about spending a day at Piney Woods Country Club on October 8th with the chamber and our business leaders. You'll have some fun. We also have an Alive After 5 at Jamie Rodriguez State Farm Insurance Office on North Street. That'll happen on October 14th. And then we have many ribbon cuttings scattered around. In fact, we have one on Thursday, the 16th at Barber King's on North Street. That's at 1:15. We have a ribbon cutting on the 20th, which is Monday at 4:30 at Coffee Center NAC. And again, on the 30th, we have a ribbon cutting for a new downtown location for Woodman of the World. And I expect, Wayne, we'll see you again here on September 28th for another conference call at 10 a.m., correct?
That's correct, Kelly. And that call tentatively will feature a legislative update from the Honorable Travis Clardy, our state representative. So hopefully you'll join us for that. Anything else anybody has to the good of the order? If not, I thank all of you folks. I thank Mr. Cefalu for joining us today and giving us that great update on the airport and the exciting things that are happening here. There's lots of positive things going on here in Nacogdoches, and I thank all of our presenters and most importantly, all of you that took the time to join us today to get the update. We hope you have a happy and prosperous week. Thank you very much.